Good afternoon. This is Dominic with TheBackVlog. A few weeks ago, I finished another play, Arthur Miller's The Crucible. The Crucible is something that they make you read, at least in American public school, public education, in high school. And I remember reading it. I don't think I ever actually read it, because I think when I was younger, I wasn't reading books at the time. But reading it now and knowing the historical background of it, and also given kind of where we are, where the political state of things are nowadays, it is really interesting, just kind of as a demonstration of mass hysteria and betrayal of your neighbors. When Arthur Miller was writing this, a lot of people, especially when teaching this in high school, it's always connected to the Red Scare of the 1950s, I guess through the 80s, around the Cold War era, where there were a lot of Americans being accused as being communists or spies for the USSR. So you had the government cracking down on that just to kind of push their own agenda. And the way that Arthur Miller is connecting the events of the Salem witch trials to those events in the 50s. But in the introduction, it was talking about how when he was writing it, he was actually thinking more of the Holocaust and the crackdown of Jewish people by the Nazis. And when he was writing it, it just so happened that the Red Scare was happening at the same time. So it's while the Red Scare isn't what Arthur Miller was fully intending to kind of allude to, the themes in it are so pervasive that it applied to them as well, and how it applies to modern, immigration, deportation, and just a bunch of stuff that happened in between the 50s and now as well. Having finished it towards the end, the last scene is I guess the last act, because it's more in a series of 6 acts, but each act is one scene, so it's kind of more like 6 scenes. But it's just unjust and unfair. It made me really angry, the fact that John Proctor, the man with this common sense, trying to contest the fact that there is no evidence other than just hearsay that people in the town are witches or practice witchcraft. The institution that runs that community was so powerful that no amount of physical evidence could persuade, or I guess dissuade, this stuff from happening. Because the Salem witch trials were a real thing. The Crucible is the characters in the Crucible were real people, and Arthur Miller kind of wrote these characters based off of historical artifacts, like letters and court documentation and everything, and then he just kind of filled in the blanks from there, which I thought was also a really interesting aspect of this too, just the connection to the real events that actually happened. I don't really have anything more to say about the Crucible. I thought it was incredible, and it serves as a testament to the dangers of mob mentality and not thinking for yourself. And I think it's a really important thing to continue to study. But with that being said, be safe out there, because things are tough right now.